Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yeah, you're welcome to today's class. Today we'll take a look at basic dispensing theory 1, BDT 152. So we'll continue from where we stopped in suppositories. In suppository, we are discussing the basis, the ingredients used in the formulation of suppository, and we talked about we are still discussing the basis, and we discussed the fatty basis. So today we'll look at the water soluble basis. I think so. We just said one or two things about water soluble basis briefly before we ended the last class, if I'm not mistaken. So we go over to hydrophilic basis, hydrophilic suppository basis. We made mention of glycerin that are used in glycerin suppositories. We have glycerinated gelatin suppositories. So we move down to basically, let's look at it specifically. We talk about glycerogelatin base. Glycero what? Gelatin base. So that is the base I want us to look at. We'll start from glycerogelatin base. So basically, glycerogelatin is a mixture of glycerol and water. It's a mixture of what? Glycerol and what? Water. And glycerol, water, and gelatin. Basically, glycerol, water, and what? Gelatin. Is the addition of gelatin that makes it to have the stiff jelly-like what? Appearance. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
When you add gelatin. So, but it basically glycerol, water, and gelatin. So this base is used to make jellies, suppository pastries, and even the nature of what you produce has a lot to do with your what? The intended what? Purpose. So it can vary anyway, depending on what you want to do, what? Use it for. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
So you can change the proportion. You can change the proportion of each of these components depending on what you want to use it for. So, but basically, unlike fatty base that melts, I think I said something about it before, that melts at boil temperature. This one dissolves. Is that clear?
Yes.
In the body what? Secretion, in the body fluids. So, glycerogelatin dissolves in the body secretion. So, because of this now, it is preferable to fatty base when you are administering antiseptics. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
When what you want to administer, prepare as suppository is antiseptics. When you're administering antiseptics, it's better, it's preferred to use glycerogelatin base to fatty base. Now, another thing I want us to note here is because the process that is involved, solution is slow, so the drug release from this glycerogelatin base is what? Slower or prolonged when compared with what? Release from what? Fatty base. Hope you're noting this point.
Yes, sir.
Good. So as I said before now, basically, the preparation of glycerogelatin base, we have glycerol, water, and gelatin. Now, one thing about these glycerogelatin base is that they have physiological action. So they can be used as what? Laxative. And they are more difficult to what? Prepare and handle. So it's a disadvantage. True of us?
True.
They are more difficult to prepare and what? And their solution time can change depending on the content and the quality. The content and quality of the what? Gelatin. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
At the same time, the age of the base. So all these things will affect the what? The solution time of glycerogelatin base. And another issue they have is that they are what? Hygroscopic. They are what? Hygroscopic. So because of their hygroscopic nature, you need to be careful. Careful while doing what? Storing them. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
So you be very careful while storing them. So, and also because of this, their hygroscopic nature, they can lead to what? Dehydration of the rectal mucosa. Remember when we talked about this suppository that can cause issues with rectal mucosa, irritation in rectal mucosa, that which can lead to what? Prostatitis. Remember, inflammation of the rectal mucosa. You can remember. We discussed it. I think that was online. We also mentioned it offline a bit. So now, I said that because it is hygroscopic, hygroscopic substances they absorb moisture, right?
Yes.
But they don't dissolve in the moisture; they absorb moisture. That's why they are used as drying agents or desiccants. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Now, I said that because of this now, they can lead to a dehydration of the rectal mucosa, which can lead to what? Irritation. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, this actually, even though yes, is an issue, but it can also be an advantage where their laxative effect is required. It can be an advantage where their laxative effect is what? Required. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Good. Now, so let's look at macrogols. Macrogols. Polyethylene glycol. Macrogols. So let's look at the properties of macrogols. Now, macrogols, they are long-chain polymers of ethylene oxide. They are long-chain polymers of what? Ethylene oxide. That's their chemical formula. You can see it, right?
Yes, sir.
Good. They exist as liquid. They exist as what? Liquid. So their molecular weight differ anyway. Those that have molecular weight 200 to 600 exist as what? Liquid. That is, those that have average molecular weight 200 to what? 600 exist as what? Liquids. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Why those that have average molecular weight above 1000 exist as what? Wax. You know what wax is? Wax-like solid. Another point I want us to note here is that means in summary there are macrogols that exist as liquid, and there are macrogols that exist as wax. Wax-like, not wax, wax-like solid. Wax is for fatty base. If you sometimes you see macrogol PEG 1000 or macro 1000, that number attached to it is talking about the molecular weight of that particular macrogol. We see something like that when you go into preparations, so you know what it means. Now, they do not hydrolyze or deteriorate. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
They do not hydrolyze or deteriorate. So they are better off in a way. True of us. And they are physiologically inert. Very important. Please note that one. They are physiologically what? Inert. And they do not support mold growth. You know what mold is now?
Yes.
So mold, they don't grow mold. Now, because they are soluble in water. Know that point. They are water soluble. So, and they are also hygroscopic. Now, their solubility, their hygroscopicity, and the vapor pressure increases as the what? Average molecular weight increases. So the one that have higher molecular weight, are you following me?
Yes, sir.
The ones that have higher average molecular weight have higher solubility, have higher hygroscopicity, and have higher vapor what? Pressure. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Good. So, when we go into the preparation of a suppository, we throw more light on what I want to say now. That you can prepare PEG suppository. That is, if you say PEG suppository, I mean suppository in whose base are what? PEG. Is that clear? So they can be prepared by both molding and the automatic method of what? Preparation of what? So suppository. When we go into suppository preparation, you understand that better. Now let's look at advantages of macro gauze in all. Let's look at the advantages of macro gauze in all. So macro gauze, they have melting point above what? 42 what? Degree what? Celsius. So because of that now, because of this now, please note that you don't necessarily need to store it in refrigerator. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Because the melting point is above what? 42 what? Degrees Celsius. So cool storage is not required. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
It's not what? Required. Not even cold. Cold storage is not required because melting point is above 42 degrees Celsius. True of us?
True.
It can withstand normal room temperature, which is 25 degrees. Can even withstand normal body temperature. So you can stay in a place that is heated. Even you cannot stay in a place that is heated up to 42 degrees Celsius. You cannot stay there. True of us?
True.
So, but you can stay. So you don't need to. You may not necessarily have to do what. That means in a tropical area, you can use this one now, base to produce suppository that you go into tropical area. True of us?
True.
Like African country. True of us? Because it can withstand it. Now, so they are very, very satisfactory for use in hot climate. I think I have explained that now. So, and the administration is easy. They are easy to do what? Administered. Because they are not slippery to handle. They are not what? Slippery. They are not what? Slippery. Another advantage is that we say that they have high melting point, right? Yes. So because they have high melting point, they do not dissolve in the body. So what do? Sorry, they do not melt, not dissolve. Sorry, they do not melt. They have high temperature. They have high melting point, even higher than normal body temperature. So if you put it in the body, they will not melt. True of us, because their high temperature melting point is higher than temperature. Unlike fatty base, is that clear? So this one now, because of that now, they do not melt. What do? They can only what? Dissolve or disperse in the body fluid. Have you not seen why they dissolve or disperse? One, they are soluble, good. At the same time, the temperature, body temperature cannot do anything on them. So when they come in contact with the body fluid secretion, they can do what? Dissolve or what? Disperse. They dissolve to form solution or disperse to form what? Suspension, depending on what the content is. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
So when they dissolve or disperse now, they will now release the what? Medication. Remember why I said that? I said that they release medication slowly. Why? Because the process of dissolution is not fast. True of us, it's slow. So because of that now they slowly release the what? The active what? Ingredients. So because of that now they provide a longer action. This number 2 is loaded with point 2. They provide a longer sustained action. Why? Because they release the active ingredients slowly. And why do they release active ingredients slowly? Slowly, because the process of dissolution or dispersion is slow process. And why do they dissolve or they disperse instead of melting? Because they have high melting point, number 1, above the body temperature. Then number 2, naturally, physically, they are soluble in what? Water. They can easily dissolve or disperse. On their own, they are soluble, but they can pack other things inside. They may not made them to dissolve. Instead, they do what? Disperse. Am I communicating? Good. So all this property is an advantage to them. True of us?
True.
Now, so you can actually, of course, I've said it here now. their physical properties can change. You can vary their physical properties depending on the mixture, how you mix them. You can have an admixture of them. So the one that, so we have you can mix the high polymers and low polymers. So if you have an admixture that results in high polymers give hard products that disintegrate and release what? Slowly. And release the drug what? Slowly. While the soft polymer, we have the one that is softer, they need softer and less brittle preparation. The soft one can form soft, brittle preparation. This one now disperse and liberate their drug more quickly. So you can obtain that if you mix the high polymer with medium polymer, or you mix the medium polymer with low polymer. Or you can simply add plasticizers. Either of these ways, you produce a softer preparation that will disperse.
Sorry, sir. Is it this one or the second one?
Let me see. So your mind is
No, that's
not even what I'm
listening
discussing.
to what you're saying because I did not see it in the answer.
Move down now. Is here now? See it here. Go to see it here now. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Now, another thing I want you to note about these macro goals is that they do not stick to the mold. Remember, tuboma oil sticks, right?
Sir?
Remember that tuboma oil stick on the mold. Okay, now let's continue. It sounds strange to you, right?
Yes, sir.
He swear. Hey. So, tuboma oil is one of the. We have discussed this. You missed the class. Tuboma oil is one of the fatty bases. It sticks to the mold. That's tendency to stick to the mold. So you can add a mold lubricant so that it can leave the mold after preparation, after setting. So, but these macro gold, they do not stick to the mold because they do what? On cooling, they contract. On cooling, they contract and get separated from the wall. So they don't do what? Stick to the wall. So you may not necessarily need to add a word mold lubricant. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Remember the effect of lubricant when we did the tablet. So
Yes, sir.
use that idea to understand what I'm saying about this now. Now, because of the another point I want to note here, because of the higher molecular weight, solution of high viscosity are produced when they disperse in the body. So you know that because of the high molecular weight they have, now when they disperse in the body, now what will be formed? The solution that will be formed will be what? We have high viscosity. Yes, that one is normal. Is that clear? Now, they absorb water well. I think I've said it. And have excellent solvent properties. The products are clean and smooth in appearance. They are beautiful, smooth and clean and elegant in appearance. So it is what? Is an advantage, yes. Now let's look at the disadvantages of macro goals. Let's look at the disadvantages of macro goals. Remember, macro goals are hygroscopic. So because they are hygroscopic, you should be very careful in storing them. So you store them with all carefulness. Of course, they can cause irritation because of this hygroscopic nature, right? Because they can take in water from the rectal mucosa, so they can cause issues. But this issue of causing irritation can be reduced. How can we reduce this? You can reduce the irritation by incorporating about 20% of water in the mass. So look at the mass of what you want to prepare. Incorporate about 20% of water already in it. So if you do that, you can reduce the irritation. Or you can also do that by doing what? Telling the patient to dip the preparation in water just before insertion. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
So you can tell the patient, please dip this in water before insertion. So that one can help to solve the problem. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
So please, macrogol is very suitable for systemically active drugs. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Systemic, not local. Systemically what? Active drugs. Good. Now, disadvantages number 2. Macrogols have good solvent properties. We agree, right?
Yes.
Now, these good solvent properties can cause issue. It can cause retention of the drug in the liquefied base in the body. The drug can remain retained in the liquefied base, got trapped there. So it's a problem. So the drug can get retained in the what? Liquefied base in the body. So when this happen, what do you think will happen to the therapeutic effect?
It will like is it the bioavailability will
Of course, now the availability will go down because remember you said that it's mainly used for drugs that are have more of systemic effect. So that means you need to enter the system, right? So
yes.
when the drug is now retained in liquefied base, the therapeutic effect will go down because
Yes.
bioavailability will go down. A lot of things will go down. So therapeutic effect will do what? Go down. The drug will not be released to act now. True or false?
True.
So the therapeutic effect will do what? Go down. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Good. There are another issue is that when they are stored, they can fracture. It's a problem. The product can get fractured when they are stored. So what can make it to get fraction? This happen mainly if they have high solubility. If they have the macrogols that have highly what? Soluble. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
High solubility of what? Macrogols. In fact, this high solubility can cause a lot of things. Even though yes, it's an advantage, but it can cause a lot of things. So the high solubility of macrogols can lead to what? Super saturated solution formation in the water. So it can lead to what? Super saturated solution formation. And when this happens, crystallization will take place. It will come out. Crystallization will do what? Take place. And when this happens, what happens? It becomes what? Brittle. You know that crystals are more brittle. True or false?
True.
Yeah, it becomes what? Brittle. So it's a problem. It's a problem. So it will become granular and what? Brittle. Then another disadvantage is what? Crystal formation, crystal growth, crystal formation. I've talked about crystallization now. So crystal will form now. True or false? If you hear crystallization, what means that the crystals will form. Crystals will form. And this crystal will lead to even crystallization of what? Medicaments. So certain medicaments inside may start forming crystals. Crystal growth of some medicaments will take place. And when this occur, when this occur, it makes the entire product of what? Brittle. It's a problem. True or false? And when this occur, the crystal will irritate the mucosa if you use it. And because they are large and takes longer time to do what? Dissolve. So this whole thing is because of the what? So high solubility. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes. It can become super saturated and crystal will start forming. And that crystal will do what? Will irritate the what? The mucosa. Is that clear? And because once this crystal form, it takes time to do what? Dissolve. Now, another point I want to note on the disadvantage is that these macrogols, please know this point, the macrogols, just like you have in a theobroma oil that is not compatible with chlorohydrate and phenols, this macrogols is not compatible with what? Bismuth salts. It's not compatible with tannins. It's also not compatible with what? Phenol. And then another point I want to note here is that the macrogals lower the activity of some antibacterial agents. So they lower activity of some antibacterial agent, and they also dissolve certain plastics. So know that point. They can dissolve certain plastics. So this will inform you to be careful while choosing the container you want to use for what. Suppose this way that you are made up of what? Macrogal base. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Or they can dissolve certain what? Containers. So that will be all for macrogals. Do you have any question on macrogals?
No, sir.
Not just macrogals. Generally what? Hydrophilic what? Base. Hydrophilic what? Base. We are done with hydrophilic base. So the next base we are going to enter now is what? Water dispersible base. Any question?
No, sir.
No question. All right. All right. Thank you very much. God bless you.